ambitious project. Have you ever heard the Commission say something else than saying that something is an ambitious project? Okay, but this one is another one, and it's a good one. They start now by putting in place security by design, better information sharing, which was shared by many panelists as being very necessary, and the EBF Cybersecurity Certification Framework. A dialogue with the industry is necessary. Here. EBF lives from this. The central role of ENISA is emphasized, and I cannot say that, I must say I'm honored to be a close partner of ENISA. We worked so closely together, and the Cybersecurity Month has been so successful in raising awareness and the ease of working together. For me, that is an example, and I'm very happy that it was so clearly emphasized by Ms. Spanning. Then cybersecurity in the financial sector. We all realize that with an interconnected sector, and indeed fintech and the whole sector going quickly digital, we have a serious challenge, and we need to improve the understanding of technology. One of the things in that panel was, of course, that the people who lead the banks are not the ones who know most about digital or cyber, and they need to educate themselves. Again, in this panel, exchange of information is essential. And we need to really work with regulators and supervisors to create a safe environment, also a safe environment in which customer data can be exchanged but are also protected. You saw the person of Lloyd's, and it's always interesting if an insurance company certainly has an interest, then things are moving along, because we can insure about all our cyber risks at a price with them. And then for that panel, for me, the best sentence was culture eats security strategy for breakfast by Truls Worting. We need to create a cybersecurity culture because indeed the weak link is always the person, whatever your tech solutions or your processes. We need to learn, indeed, remember that. Cybersecurity for bank employees and consumers, indeed. The next panel showed us the significant gap, and then building on what Truls said, we can see that it is true. There is a significant skills gap. We roll out all these fantastic apps on the iPhone, but half the population lacks basic digital skills, and that is certainly worrying. So we need to continue with our work on awareness raising and intensify these. And not only, of course, for the clients of the banks or the clients of the financial sector, but also we need to upgrade the skills of our employees. That is why the Digital Skills Initiative is so important, and we need to continue with that because they need it, and it is also from a cyber perspective, the awareness of the employees of banks, not only in the IT department, but to all employees is extremely important. Then on intelligence area. We heard indeed a strong plea of EBF to help, and we have a working group trying to build the trust because information sharing is built on trust. We need to deal, and this was also my emotional outcry, you need to be bold with data protection agencies from the legal side to ensure that fraud and cybersecurity is not protected instead of protecting clients. And we see that many banks have their own information sharing initiatives in place, but we should, if we get it right, information sharing, black boxing, and get it right also with our regulators, we can go on the offensive rather than the defensive. Indeed, there need to be created secure channels, but again built on trust and not forced from above, because then it will be less than efficient. Work together, private and public. And finally, let's not forget that we give all these data to the supervisor, but they are themselves prone to cybersecurity attacks and not safe. So again, help from both sides is needed. Then finally, on incident reporting, it is important to assess each impact of an incident, as our poll that was on showed clearly. But it is a starting point, and again, when it comes to major incidents, if you share the information on an incident, you need to escalate it in a regulatory environment. And this regulatory environment needs to have a common taxonomy to enable it to enable the burden of regulation and the oversharing and the overburdening of information to stop and to enable us to have really the information that we need to fight the cybersecurity threat. I can only say one thing. If there were any cyber criminals following this, and I've been in China with my iPhone and I haven't wiped it, so suddenly China is listening to me. Siri is Chinese on my phone. They should be worried, because we are there, we are aware, and we're united. Thank you very much for today and for your attention.